Located in the very heart of Europe, this country is Luxembourg with a size of 2,586 square kilometers. Surrounded by Germany, France, and Belgium in Western Europe, this microstate is one of the least populated countries in Europe with a population of close to 700,000. Let me be frank, don't be fooled by its small size, because Luxembourg has a highly developed economy today and the IMF and World Bank average per capita income ranked first in the data. On the other hand, when we look at history, we can see that Henry VII, a Count of Luxembourg, became the Roman emperor. But today they have an army of about 900 people, based on voluntary participation. On the other hand, the country's economy has a very stable structure. It is a high-income, high-growth economy. Inflation and unemployment rates in Luxembourg are extremely low. When we consider the last 70 years, in the absence of any war in the world or the dissolution of Yugoslavia and the Soviet Union, many ethnic races live together in such a small country. The country is located at the intersection of Roman and Germanic cultures, so both civilizations have a great share in the cultural structure of Luxembourg. Thus, while Luxembourgish is legally the sole national language of the people of Luxembourg, all three are considered the administrative languages of the country, as French and German are also used in administrative and judicial matters. Speaking of administration, Luxembourg is one of the 4 cities where the European Union has been institutionalized. I would like to open this issue a little bit. Instead of concentrating on a single capital, the European Union is gathered in 4 different cities: Brussels, Frankfurt, Luxembourg, and Strasbourg. In these 4 cities, it was chosen because of its position in the middle of Germany and France, which had caused heavy damage to each other in the Second World War with the conflicts they experienced. I think this information is important in order to give some answers to the question of why Luxembourg became a country. On the other hand, Luxembourg, it is also a founding member of the European Union, NATO, and the United Nations. Luxembourg, the capital of the country and also the largest settlement, is home to the headquarters of many institutions, organizations, and departments related to the European Union. Yes, certainly anyone looking at a map of the world or even Europe would not see Luxembourg because of its size. The Luxembourg passport is one of the strongest passports in the world. Citizens of Luxembourg have visa-free or visa-on-arrival access to 189 countries and territories. Let me help you with the details of this extraordinary country, which we would not even know existed without the European Championships. If you want to help me, you can subscribe to my channel and like the video. The first traces of settlement on this land, which is now Luxembourg, date back to about 35,000 years ago. Around 58 to 51 BC, when Julius Caesar conquered Gaul and part of Germania up to the Rhine border, control of these lands passed to the Romans. Luxembourg's history dates back to 963, when Count Siegfried had a rocky promontory, Roman walls, and nearby Saint. It is considered to have started when Maximin bought the area around the imperial convent. Siegfried's descendants expanded their lands through marriage, conquest, and vassalage. At the end of the 13th century, the Counts of Luxembourg ruled over an important area. The family was so powerful that in 1308 Henry VII, Count of Luxembourg, became king of the Romans. After this period, the Luxembourg dynasty had 4 more Roman emperors during the Middle Ages, but the process didn't always go like this. Shortly after the region fell to the House of Bourbon in 1443, with the marriage that took place, it passed under the control of the Habsburgs. After that, it is very complicated for the history of a country with such small lands, because Luxembourg came under the control of 4 different countries in a period of approximately 150 years. With the division of the Habsburgs, the region was first under the control of the Spanish and then the French. The country, which the Habsburgs took back in 1697, was again occupied by the French in 1794. The country, which remained under French rule until 1815, passed to the Netherlands as an independent Grand Duchy at the Congress of Vienna. After Belgium became an independent country following the Belgian Revolution of 1830 to 1831, it claimed that the entire Grand Duchy of Luxembourg was part of Belgium, but the King of the Netherlands and Prussia, who was also the Grand Duke of Luxembourg, did not accept this status. This dispute was resolved in the 1839 Treaty of London, in which it was decided to divide Luxembourg into 3. The predominantly French-speaking western part of the country was transferred to the French, Irrelevant was transferred to the new Belgian province, and after all this sharing, the present borders of Luxembourg emerge. In 1842, Luxembourg joined the German Customs Union. This resulted in the opening of the German market, the development of Luxembourg's steel industry, and the expansion of Luxembourg's rail network from 1855 to 1875. After the 1866 Luxembourg crisis nearly led to war between Prussia and France, the independence and neutrality of the Grand Duchy was reaffirmed by the Second Treaty of London. as neither wanted to see the other gain influence over Luxembourg. During the Franco-Prussian War of 1870, Luxembourg's neutrality was respected by the North German Confederation, and neither France nor Germany occupied the country. However, things did not progress like this as World War I approached. In August 1914, the German Empire violated its neutrality by invading Luxembourg to defeat France. This situation repeated itself in the Second World War. The indigenous people of Luxembourg, which has always been occupied by other nations and where their cultures have been assimilated, are of Celtic origin. However, it is mixed with Franco-German breeds. It should be said that with the increasing immigration rates and number of immigrants in the 20th century, thousands of people came to the country, mostly from Belgium, France, Germany, Italy, and Portugal. In the 2001 censuses, it was stated that approximately 59,000 people with Portuguese citizenship lived in the country. Since the beginning of the Yugoslav wars, Luxembourg has also received a large amount of immigrants from Bosnia-Herzegovina, Montenegro, and Serbia. The recent migrations to Luxembourg, which receives an average of 10,000 immigrants every year, are mostly from Eastern European countries. In short, I can say that this country, squeezed into a tiny piece of land in the middle of Europe, has more history than many countries in the world with power and strength. On the other hand, Luxembourg is the only state in the world that still exists independently and is governed by the duchy system. Frankly, it surprised me both with this aspect and with its history dating back to ancient times and passing through occupations. But the more I researched Luxembourg, the more surprising I came across. For example, the fact that it is a rich society compared to other countries puts it in an extraordinary position. Luxembourg is the second largest investment fund center in the world after the United States and the most important retail banking center in the Euro area. I can say that it is the headquarters of Europe's leading insurance companies. Well-known internet companies such as Skype and eBay have recently moved their international headquarters to this country. While it ranks first in the world in terms of annual national income per capita, quality of life by country ranked 4. Due to the low international growth rates for the first time between 2005 to 2006, the country's economy had a current account deficit. Luxembourg is a very unusual country with its history, geography, and strategic importance. Would you like to see this country, which is one of the smallest but richest countries in Europe? Please leave your comments in the comments, this is very important to me. I am waiting for your support on the way to 10,000 subscribers. Don't forget to like the video and support me by subscribing to the channel. See you in the next video, take care.